Here's an entertaining one about a gal. She's 29 years old, and essentially she's gone on strike with her boyfriend from wife duties, as she says it, because he won't put a ring on her finger. She's having a meltdown because she's almost 30 years old. All her friends are getting married or are now married, and she wants that ring. So she's now going to, tighten the screws, if you will, on the boyfriend, and that'll be a funny one to show you just what goes on in the gal's heads here about this type of thing. And honestly, as I always say, guys, don't put up with it. Title: I, a 29-year-old female, withdrew wife privileges from my boyfriend because he won't propose. My boyfriend and I have been together for 7 years. I had voiced that I wanted to be engaged before the 4-year mark, and he agreed at the time. Smack! That's the problem that he definitely... I will fault him here. She wants to get married, and yet he went along with it, and he's stringing her along, and he's getting drama. If you don't want to get married, dude, then just be honest with her early on, and that way there's no BS. But she can continue on with this guy when his actions demonstrate he doesn't want to get married. When we were half a year from reaching our 4th-year anniversary, I had revisited the topic of marriage and told him I was expecting to get married. That's when that dude should have run for the freaking hills. Expecting to get married. Their 4-year anniversary. So they've been together since she was 22. So she was about 26 when she did her I'm expecting to get married thing. Lady, you're 26. What's the fucking rush? Big deal. You're still kids. You're 4 years, that's still not enough in my opinion. You can think about it if you're both very serious and on the same page. He was finishing up his master's program at the time and said he wanted to get out of student debt again and get his finances in order. Very sensible. I bit my tongue and understood that we are partners and I can try to meet him halfway. He earns good money and we already moved in together 2 years into our relationship. You don't move in together unless you're going to get married. I'm sure she orchestrated that one. I did long distance when he was in his master's program. My job is remote, so I moved into his hometown 3 hours away from the OG. I've been seeing all of my friends and cousins get married, and it's hard to feel happy on such joyous occasions when your ring finger feels so empty and everyone starts asking you. Okay, drama queen, notice that it's hard to feel happy on joyous occasions because I don't have the ring. This is when the joke goes around saying how basically, women aren't happy for each other's successes and stuff like that. They'll sabotage and all that because they want what they want, and if their friends have and they don't, well, you get the point here. Lately, my partner has been thriving in work and enjoying his new life, and it's almost as if he forgot about our personal goals. More like your goals. He's happy where things are. And here's the thing. Why do you have to have a ring on your finger? Why do you have to get married to feel complete and have a wonderful relationship with your guy? If you got a great thing going and he's good to you and you have a good time, who the hell cares? Because nothing will destroy a good relationship quicker than getting married, especially in today's world, because I've seen couples that seemingly had a good time with each other, a ring goes on their finger, and it goes down to hell in a handbasket. How many times have you seen these Hollywood celebrities? They've been together for years. And again, this is portrayed to the public. They get married, boom, they're broken up within a year or two. It happens all the time. But they don't care. They want the ring, they want the ceremony, they want the special day. All their friends are doing it, and the second they have it, then boom. It's ridiculous. You got a great thing going, then don't screw it up. When I initiated the discussion again, I could sense he was dragging his feet. He didn't have enough money for a ring or savings for a wedding when he would very well buy the motorbike he always wanted since he was a kid. He said our life is good as is. Why do we need a stamp of validation from the world? You are on your own health insurance, so what is the point? Yeah, exactly. And by the way, why does he have to pay for it? Why isn't it traditional that the bride's family pays for the wedding? Why is it on him? And if you want to give someone a motorcycle, then so what? But yeah, why do you need to have the world's validation and all that? Well, he doesn't understand women. She wants the attention. She wants a magical day. She wants to be like all her friends, because most women are sheep. All of this just left me heartbroken. Why don't I deserve to be his wife after being his girlfriend for so long? Lady, you don't deserve shit. How many guys have been great to a gal and they don't get what they want in the end? Does he not love me enough to make a romantic gesture for me? I'm sure he does love you in his own way, but it doesn't mean he has to do what he doesn't want to do. Now, like I said, in the beginning. I'm being fair here. This guy clearly knows she wants to get married. And if he's not there, you gotta fucking tell her. But still, the way she's carrying on about this, it cracks me up. Choosing me over his useless bike. I talked to my sister, who got engaged 2 years into her relationship, and her approach was simple yet effective. She told me to withdraw all my wife privileges from him until I get that title. That he has to earn me. Not cleaning and cooking for him, moving out, and not pay for his expenses sometimes, stuff like that. Okay, and you're about to get dumped. Now notice her sister pulled some bullshit. Her sister got engaged 2 years into her relationship because she manipulated the F out of her guy. And that dumbass married her. And by the way, she's going to pull this nonsense here. If he marries her, if he then proposes to her after this, that's going to tell her, oh, whenever I don't get my way, I can start withdrawing sex, cleaning, cooking, and I'll manipulate him in the situation to get what I want. And it is downward spiral. My boyfriend got mad because I didn't renew our lease with him. And told me that's a very poor way of handling things. And we need this constant in our life to preserve that intimacy. Tell me that's the kind of precedent I'm setting up for our eventual marriage. See? Right there. Telling me that is the kind of precedent I'm setting up for our eventual marriage. Translation, when she doesn't get her way, she's going to go on strike from cooking, cleaning, sex. And he can see it right there. It's not going to work. He says, she says, I've been a wife to you without the title. I gave myself completely to you, only to expect you to do this one thing for me. It is not just one thing. It's not just putting a ring on her finger. It's the whole process of the expensive wedding, which she's obviously expecting him to pay for. And do all that and become legal under the law. And guess who takes the hit if things don't work out? Him. I've waited long enough. I don't really believe in ultimatums, so I'm not going to force your hand. You are doing an ultimatum. You're just twisting it around. You're not saying it, but your actions in going on strike is the ultimatum. I'm simply acting as your girlfriend now. If you really want our relationship to go back to what it was, you better give me an upgrade. Was that the correct way of handling this? No. You know this guy, his actions that communicate, he doesn't want to get serious. But she's 29 now, and she knows darn well she doesn't want to go back to the drawing board and start over. So she's pulling this bullshit. Lady, if you got a good thing going minus the whole proposal crap, then don't mess it up. But we know darn well you're communicating logic and reason to someone speaking pure emotion language. She also says, to all the dense folks asking me why I don't just propose to him, I have something to say. That is the stupidest thing I ever heard. Some people like things to be traditional, and he and I are certainly that. There's nothing wrong with wanting that. Well, I'll give her that. She's not one of these feminists that's going to propose, and I'm glad she admits that. But she also wants to be able to say that, hey, I got, she can talk about the proposal and all that, and hoping it's in public and a grand gesture, but that ain't happening. She says, in our culture, 2023, in hetero relationships, a woman making comments about being ready to marry, wanting to get engaged, is her proposal. Okay. Then it's up to the man to either accept by proposing formally or decline by not proposing. And all at the stage the woman is proposing is embarrassing herself by doing it, to be honest. It's just a dumb gotcha where people try to play dumb and scratch their heads at the daft cultural norms are and like to pretend that things have evolved to be how they wish them to be. Similar to a fake disingenuous wait, you're discussing marriage, and both you want it, surely that means you're engaged. We're waiting. Why are you waiting for the ring? He probably doesn't even realize you need one. You're engaged. Just book a venue, which pretends and proposals don't actually exist as a way of formally asking for marriage instead of merely expressing positive feelings towards the idea. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Anyhow, so she's not getting her way, so she's in it now. Her ultimatum is going on strike. So she's doing an ultimatum. And he said to her, you saw that little thing she mentioned there, is this going to set the precedent for our relationship? Yes, it is. So this guy needs to end it with her. He needs to end it with her, honestly, because he knows darn well that's what she wants, and he doesn't want that. Let's be honest here. So he had to move on and give her a chance to find some guy, some sucker, that's going to marry her. Or if he does stay with her, this is how things are going to be if he gives in. If he proposes to her because she's going on strike, every time she wants something, she wants a kid, strike. She wants 2 kids, strike. She wants the big house and she doesn't get it, she goes on strike. She wants that fancy car, right there. So the best thing you can do is break up with her, saying it's not where I want to be, end of story, and I wish you the best, care about you. I'm only happy. I'm happy to be with you, but I'm not getting married. I'm not getting the government involved. But guess what? That's not going to be enough for her. So this is why, like I said in the beginning, when she mentioned that, he should have understood and broken up with her. So that area he wasn't cool. But regards to this whole thing, and nothing ruins a relationship better than putting a ring on it. It's been demonstrated countless times. Look at the divorce rate around the world. But magical day, spotlight, her friends are all doing it. And I guarantee this, all the friends of hers that are getting married and cousins and all that, statistically, 60% or more will get divorced. So say she gets married, has her big wedding day and all that, feels amazing and wonderful and gets all the attention. Well, sooner or later, her friends will probably start being unhappy in their marriages, guaranteed. Statistically, it's true. Probably some will start stepping out, open marriage request, cheating, who knows. And the same thing's going to happen to this guy. But, we see things different over here, but so we shall see. But anyhow, guys, you have a girl, your relationship guy, and your girl wants to get married, and you don't want to, then be honest. Don't lead her on, because it's just going to bring turmoil in your life. And honestly, that ain't cool. But also, if for your own sanity, break up with her too, because you don't need her constantly ragging at you, or probably trying to get pregnant to rope you in, or give ultimatums and all that. So it just doesn't work out that way. So I'll be very curious to see how things turn out with her.